What's going on, Master Duel fans? James here again. New season has arrived, and in regards of season 28, deck profile for you guys on Aroma. Of course, if you've seen the gameplay footage video of Aromas throughout the whole season, then you guys should be able to know what's up. So before we get things started, you guys know the drill. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You guys know the good stuff. So, the deck profile for you guys. Start off with the Aroma cards. 3 Jasmine, basic. Your draw card. And double summon of plants while your life is higher. And then your 2 of Aromas. 2 Kananga. That is your debuff to your opponent's monsters while your life is higher. And then once gaining life, if you have multiple Kanangas, she is able to bounce back 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls, which is nice. And then 2 Rosemary's. When it comes to Rosemary, she enables all plants to, upon battling while your life is higher, it turns all plants into ancient gears of monster effects, as in can't activate any until the end of the damage step. They still got their spells and traps just in case. And once you gain life, if you have multiple Rosemarys, this makes it so that you are able to change battle positions, and it is a soft once per turn. And then the 1 of Aromas, Laurel, Angelica, Bergamo, and Marjoram, my favorite. Now, when it comes to life points or higher for these 3, Laurel, free special if your life points are higher than your opponent's. And then Bergamo, while your life points are higher than your opponent's, it enables all plants to grant pierce battle damage. And then Marjoram, while your life is higher, it makes it so that no plants are actually, you take no battle damage from plants involved in battles. And then when it comes to gaining life from the 3 one-ofs, Laurel makes 1 non-tuner plant become a tuner, and then Bergamo gain 1,000 stat extra, and then Marjoram is basically your shark cannon up to the number of Aroma monsters you control. And when I say shark cannon, DD Crow. So basically for Marjoram, the more Aromas you have, the more cards, spells and traps included, from your opponent's graveyard are getting banished. And then Angelica, as a quick effect, discard this, target 1 Aroma in your graveyard, Aroma monster, gain life equal to that target's attack. And then, while your life is higher than your opponent's, and if you happen to control an Aroma monster, and its cards in your graveyard, free special from graveyard, but banish it whenever they leave the field. And then for the Aroma spells, 3 Aroma Garden, soft once per turn if you control Aroma monster, gain 500 life. Also, all monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense until the end of your opponent's next turn, even if this leaves. And then, if a face-up Aroma monster you control gets killed by a battle or card effect and sent to the grave, gain 1,000 life. Nice. And then 1 copy of Aroma Gardening, because in the near future, like, obviously, we never know when the support is going to drop, but very, very soon is all I can say. But the case about Aroma Gardening is, as a one-of, if you normal or special an Aroma monster outside of the damage step, gain 1,000 life. And then when an opponent's monster declares an attack while your life is lower, this lets you e-telly 1 Aroma from your deck. So the idea is that with Gardening on board, basically anything you get will automatically make their Aroma monster effects automatically become live. And then for the blessed or the winds traps, humid, dried, blessed. For your humid winds, pay 1,000, search for a Aroma monster from deck to hand. If your life is lower than your opponent's, gain 500 life. Dried winds. If you gain life, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, kill it. And then if you control an Aroma monster and your life points are at least 3,000 higher than your opponent's, pay life points equal to the difference. Destroy face-up monsters does not target your opponent controls whose combined attack is less than or equal to the life points you pay to activate this. Each effect once of humid and dry winds for each effects. And then hard once on the effect of blessed winds. Choose one of the following 3 effects. Either way, 2 of those will result you to gain 500 life points. Either send one plant from hand or face up field to the graveyard, or target one plant monster in graveyard, shuffle it back into the deck. And then the third option, pay 1,000 life, special one Aroma from your graveyard. The third effect is basically Call of the Haunted of Aromas. As for the honorary plants, one spore, of course, we do have synchros, and when it comes to spore, if anybody from back in the day has ever played plant synchro, those were the days when it comes to spore. You guys know what's up about spore from back in the day. One time only. If it's in your graveyard, banish one other plant, special it out, and if you do, increase its level based off from the one that's banished. 3 Lonefire Blossom, basic. 3 Boboons, basic. World Carrot Weight Champion. So when it comes to World Carrot Weight Champion as a one-of, it's because Carrot Weight is a hard one. The case is, while this card is in your graveyard, or if it's in your graveyard, send one plant from hand or face up that isn't the Carrot Weight to the graveyard, revive the Carrot Weight. And then for the spells, 3 Fragrant Storm. You usually pair it with Boboon for the hand advantage and field advantage. So nuts. And then Ready Fusion for the sake of the Ready Fusion target of Rose Spectre of Dun. And then staple wise, Ghost Ogre, Ash, Ghost Bell, and then 1 copy of Talents, Foolish. For the Foolish Burial is usually be either any of the following: Spore, Laurel, just to gain life, or World Carrot Weight Champion. But most of the times when it comes to Foolish Burial, it's usually be Carrot Weight or Spore the most. And then the 1 Book of Moon, 2 Forbidden Chalice, 1 Cosmic Cyclone, 1 Call by the Grave, 3 Infinite Impermanence. It's by far the best card because you literally do not want to lose to Talents or Thrust, which is insane. And then extra deck, Rose Spectre are done for the sake of Ready Fusion. Plus it's a plant, so you're able to do too many things with plant shenanigans. Aroma Seraphie, Rosemary, Aroma name for starters. Generic 5 Synchro. When it comes to Rosemary, while your life is higher, all plants receive a buff of 500 stats, and once you gain life, target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn. So built-in effect Veiler if planned to use on your opponent's turn. And then Sweet Marjoram, the boss of Aromas, generic 6 plant Synchro. First chance she gets Synchro summoned, this lets you add any of the 3 wind traps, one of the 3 from deck to hand, and then for the rest of the effects, when it comes to aromas, while your life is higher, Sweet Marjoram enables all plants in general cannot be targeted within card effects, and once you gain life, target 1 card your opponent controls, kill it. And then Aromatherapy Jasmine, we all know what's up with Aromatherapy Jasmine Basic. And then as for the honorary plants, Garden Rose Maiden, Garden Rose Flora. For the Garden Rose Maiden, she's only there because she's an honorary plant, and it makes it so that Garden Rose Maiden is meant for plant shenanigans involving your Aroma Garden for the sake of the boost. Like, if you happen to control an Aroma monster while this is out, she's basically becoming a wall if you have nothing else to keep your offensive plays going. And then Garden Rose Flora, plant Synchro Tuner of a generic 5. Garden Rose Flora, she is meant for if you do not have any other Synchro plays to keep you going in terms of Synchro climb into 7, Garden Rose Flora can get that going for you. The case about Garden Rose Flora is that target 1 card in the field zone, kill it, then generate a token based off from the respective player's field spell. So if it's your field spell that gets destroyed, that token goes to your side of the field. But if it's the opponent's field spell, the token goes to theirs. And to turn you to this, you cannot special from the extra deck except Synchros. And if anyone were going to ask me how would this conflict with the rest of the extra deck monsters, knowing that Garden Rose Flora is a thing, you usually get out Rose Spectre from Ready Fuse early, and then Jasmine from the extra deck very early on, so that way the restriction are from Flora shouldn't matter at the slightest. And then the last effect of Garden Rose Flora is literally Formula Synchron, quick Synchro summon upon the opponent's main. Yeah. And then Queen of Thorns, this is for paying cost to your opponent specifically. Like, if it's not plants, then generally the idea is they basically get themselves burning down with so much life, and it makes it so that certain cards or effects in terms of life point range, they shouldn't be able to do much. With the exception of normal or special from their hand specifically, except plants. So to get around that thing, you basically get to summon from literally anywhere that isn't from the hand, which is like decency. But sadly, she hasn't come up at all though. And then Splendid Rose, card is nice for a generic 6 plant. And then when it comes to Splendid Rose, once per turn, banish 1 plant from your graveyard, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, cut the attack in half, and then, of course, the cutting attack in half is until the end of the turn. And then during the battle phase, if this card attacked, banish a plant from your graveyard, cut the attack in half for this card, and if you do, this card gains the second attack. Perialis, Empress of Blossoms, aside from the buff of every plant you control of 400 attack, Perialis is meant for reviving level 5 or higher plants in general. So if you happen to have the access to any of the Synchros, early game on that is, Rose Spectre as well, And you also have Bergamo and Marjoram in terms of Perialis. Card is absolutely insane because if for some reason they kill off any of your level 5 or higher plants, Perialis gets the job done by reviving any of your level 5 or higher plants, only one of them though, to defense, so that way your opponent is going to have a tough time, especially when reviving Sweet Marjoram specifically. And then Circle of the Fairies, this card is absolutely insane. This is your double summon of one insect or plant, and then when a monster gets killed by battle involving your insect or plant and sent to the grave, target one of those destroyed monsters. They take damage equal to half of its attack, then you gain life. And of course, when it comes to gain life, it supports the archetype of Aromas. And with that being said, this has been James Polk with the Season 28 Deck Challenge of Aroma. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you haven't already, smash the notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. And we'll catch you guys next time.